SAT Math Lesson 4 is all about solving linear equations. This involves Heart of Algebra 1 and Heart of Algebra 6. You've done a lot with Heart of Algebra 1. Now we add Heart of Algebra 6, which is actually going through and algebraically solving linear equations in one variable. First off, what is an equation? It is basically a statement that asserts two expressions are equal to each other. The key words there are asserts, right? In order for you to have a solution to an equation, right, it must be the value of the variable that makes the equation true, right? So if we're looking for that solution to an equation, right, the first thing we do is simplify each side of the equation, meaning we distribute, then we combine like terms. Once we do that, I prefer to move the variables to the left and constants to the right. All right, and when we do that, we are undoing addition or subtraction. Then we undo multiplication or division. Now, some strategies to the solving equations questions, right? Number one, with multiple choice test, if you forget how to solve an equation, look to plug each of the choices in and see which one makes the equation true. Okay. Now also, many of the questions that have you solve equations have multiple steps, and this is the key part. Solving the equation would just be one step of the problem, right? Substituting that value in to another equation or doing something else with the solution is something you have to pay attention to. Okay. Now, generally, solving is the first step a majority of the time, but you have to look at what they're asking. So let's take a look here. First one is real straightforward and easy. Okay, 6x minus 3 equals negative 5x plus 7. I'm going to write it out to the side a little bit so I have more room. Now, anytime we solve equations, I look at each side, no distributing, no combining like terms. Now I can move the variables to the left. Add 5x, add 5x, add 3, and right away I get 11x equals 10. Now I can go ahead and divide by 11, and x equals 10 elevenths, which would be letter G. Okay, now notice here, letter H, a common mistake is if people put the variables on the right and constants on the left, a lot of times they divide by what's on the left, and that's what you would get. It's a big no-no. Example 2. If this is your equation you're looking to solve, right? Now, when I look at that, the first thing I have to do is distribute on each side. So I'm going to go ahead and distribute the 4 to the first quantity, right? So right away, 4 times x is 4x. 4 times negative 2 is negative 8. Then I bring down the plus 5x equals, distribute the 3 to get 3x plus 9 minus 11. Next, on the left side of the equal sign, I'm going to combine these like terms, and that would give me 4x plus 5x is 9x. And then I bring down the minus 8 equals. On the other side, I'm going to go ahead and combine these constants. 9 minus 11. So I bring down the 3x. 9 minus 11 is minus 2. Oop. Now I can go ahead, bring the variables to the left. I subtract 3x. Add 8 to both sides. And 6x would equal negative 2 plus 8 is 6. Divide by 6, x equals 1, which is letter J. Now, with this type of, problem, there's a lot of room for sign mistakes and stuff like that, right? If you have time at the end of the test or your head, do yourself a favor. Plug your answer back in to see if it makes a true statement. So to check and see if you're correct, all we're going to do is plug 1 into the left side of the equation, 1 into the right side of the equation. So 4, open parentheses, 1 minus 2, close parentheses, plus 5 times 1, right? Hit enter. I get 1. Then I'll do the other side. 3, open parentheses, 1, plus 3, close parentheses, minus 11. Does the left side end up equaling the right side? Yes. Therefore, you know you are correct. Okay. Now the next one. Okay. When you look at example 3, this is where they try to trick you. So if x plus y equals 13 and 2y equals 16, find the value of x. Well, here's the thing. This equation here has two variables. So if I want, I could solve for x, right? And I would get x equals 13 minus y. But I have this other equation, and they basically tell me 2y equals 16. Well, what this equation allows me to do is solve for y. And when I solve for y, y is equal to 8. Now I can take y and this value of y and plug it in to that equation. So now that becomes x plus 8 equals 13. And when I go ahead and subtract 8 from both sides, x is equal to 5, letter G. Okay. Example 4, when I pull this out to the side, I get 4 2/5 equals a minus 1 2/3. Now my goal is to solve for a, and the fractions are going to probably mess you up, right? But work smarter, not harder. In order to get a by itself, what would I have to do to get rid of this 1 2/3? I know it's linked by subtraction, so I'm going to have to add it. Add 1 2/3, add 1 2/3. Now, that eliminates, and I get a equals. Now what I have to do is basically 4 2/5 plus 1 2/3. Now, if it's a no calculator problem, yeah, you have to do it by hand, right? But kind of guesstimate what your answer would be. 4 plus 1 is 5. You're going to be around 5 something. So check which one of the answers is close to 5. But the chances of this being non-calculator is slim to none. So pull out the calculator. Now, on the calculator, if I hit alpha y equals, I get this menu to pop up. And if you look at number 2, that allows you to put in a mixed number. So I'm going to do 4, arrow over, 2, arrow down, 5, arrow over, plus, now I have to do it again. Alpha y equals, arrow down, 1 2/3. Enter. And right away there, it gives me 91/15, which is letter G. So, example 5, right? Fairly straightforward problem again, right? And what you're going to do is subtract 2x to solve it. Subtract 5, you get 7x minus 2x is 5x, equals 9 minus 5 is 4. And when I divide by 5, x equals 4/5, right? And if I look, that's letter F. Now you could also work backwards from the answer choices and plug those in, right? But that should be as straightforward. These equations have to be must get problems correct. Next, example 6. X equals 6a plus 3, y equals 9 plus a. Which of the following expresses y in terms of s? X. We need this to be y equals something with x, right? Now, my goal is, if I look at where y is, I have y by itself here. So what I have to do is find what to substitute in for a. So what I'm going to do is come over to the side and see that right now I have x equals 6a plus 3. I actually have to go and solve this equation for a. Now, I like to rewrite this problem as 6a plus 3 equals x, because now I'm going to get rid of everything linked to a. Always undo addition and subtraction first. 6a equals x minus 3. Now I'm going to divide everything by 6. And a is equal to x over 6 minus 3 over 6 reduces to 1/2. So now, if I come over here, y is equal to 9 plus, I'm going to replace a with x over 6 minus 1/2. So right away, if you look at your answer choices, that doesn't really come up. Now, what I would do is, what is 9 minus 1/2? Well, 9 minus alpha y equals, you should be able to do this in your head, right? 1 divided by 2, enter, gives you 17 over 2. So when I combine these, I get 17 over 2 plus x over 6. But I have to notice that's really not an answer choice, is it? So what I'm going to do is find my common denominator. What's the common denominator between 2 and 6? That would be 6. Now, I have to multiply this denominator by 3, multiply the numerator by 3. It's going to give me 51 plus x all over 6, which is letter E. That's a tough problem, but one we could potentially get. Now, the last one here, when you have 0.1 times t plus 3,420 equals t. Multiple ways to do this, but the first thing you would want to do is distribute the 0.1. Okay, when I distribute the 0.1, I would get 0.1 t plus 0.1 times 3,420 is going to give you 342 equals t. Now, I'm going to subtract t from both sides, subtract 342 from both sides, and remember, this is the same as doing 0.1t minus 1t, right, which is going to give me negative 0.9t equals negative 342. Right away, you know a negative divided by a negative is going to give you a positive. Eliminate a and b. Now, when I divide that by 0.9, right, I end up getting t is equal to 380, which is letter E. Go ahead, try the practice problems, and good luck.